In America's heartland, a quiet crisis is spreading across the grain fields of Kansas. A 70-year-old program, born here to feed the world's hungry, has been shut down, leaving farmers with overflowing silos and a wrenching question. Will the wheat that once fought famine now end up as dog chow? This is how the Trump administration's 2025 foreign aid cuts are hitting Kansas farmers. In early 2025, the administration ordered a freeze on most foreign aid while it reviewed spending. That decision effectively closed the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, and with it, Food for Peace. For 7 decades, the program bought surplus crops from American farmers and shipped them to more than 150 countries. White sacks stamped with the U.S. flag became an icon of American goodwill. The loss is especially painful in Kansas, where the idea for Food for Peace was first sketched in 1953 and later signed into law by Kansas native President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Agriculture is the state's largest economic engine, and the program was a guaranteed buyer, purchasing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of wheat and sorghum each year. Last season, roughly half of Kansas's wheat crop went overseas, a market that has now largely vanished. Prices responded immediately. Farmer Vance Emke says wheat has fallen nearly $1.50 a bushel since February, well below break-even. He puts much of that drop directly at the feet of Donald Trump. Grain elevators are jammed, storage fees are rising, and brokers are getting desperate. One major dealer recently tried to sell top-quality grain, once destined for food aid, to a pet food manufacturer. The ripple effects go beyond the farm gate. About $50 million in agricultural research funding at Kansas State University is now on the chopping block. That money helps scientists breed drought-resistant crops, work that's crucial on the Great Plains. Other federal programs that connected local farmers with schools and food banks have also been axed, tightening the squeeze on rural communities. Kansas's congressional delegation, all Republicans, scrambled to save Food for Peace. Senator Jerry Moran and Representative Tracy Mann introduced a February bill to move the program from the shuttered USAID to the Department of Agriculture in hopes of streamlining it. But the rescue effort stalled. In June, a House committee stripped the proposal from a spending bill and slashed the program's budget to its lowest level in more than 2 decades. For generations, Kansas producers took pride in feeding the world, telling their children their grain ended up in distant villages instead of feedlots. Now, faced with plunging income and evaporating markets, they fear that story is ending. As one farm advocate puts it, the tradition of shipping grain to the hungry helped define America's character. Without it, the future of farming in the heartland looks far less certain. That's the human cost of a budget line, measured not just in lost aid abroad, but in Kansas silos filled with grain and farmers wondering whether their life's work will wind up in a dog bowl.